Einen wunderschönen Willkommen zu einer weiteren Runde von The Hand of Glory. Wir haben ja beim letzten Mal das erste Kapitel durchgespielt, ne? Und es gibt das zweite Kapitel, was nachgereicht wurde. Und ich glaube, das können wir aber nur über ein neues Spiel erreichen. Ich glaube ja. Teil 1 haben wir, wie gesagt, gespielt. Ist, glaube ich, auch schon grün. Gucke mal. Und wir werden uns jetzt den zweiten Teil dieser doch schon sagaartigen wie auch immer, ne, werden wir uns jetzt widmen. Und ich sag mal viel Spaß in der Hoffnung, dass es gleich losgeht. Also es startet bestimmt gleich. Es startet nicht gleich. Gleich startet's. Ich glaube, ich muss es doch mal neu starten. Ja, das passiert, ja. Gucken wir doch mal, ob das funktioniert. So, neues Spiel. Teil 2 spielen. Jetzt besser.
You're troubled.
Before leaving, I met Kathrin Mulzberg. She's in shock, as was reasonable to expect.
Sascha.
She didn't even see her son, Alice. They ripped him away from her, took him who knows where.
That's why we're here. I must admit the lead we have is very peculiar, but...
About that, explain where you are dragging me again.
My research led me to a certain Giuseppe Balsamo, who some identify as Count Cagliostro, one of the most famous alchemists of all time, or one of the most notorious crooks, according to others.
To think, I've been dragging this bomb bottle around with me for days. What do we know about this Cagliostro?
Little or nothing. We don't know the date of his birth, we don't know precisely where he was born. Some even doubt he was really Giuseppe Balsamo. The only certain bit of information I found is about his death. Cagliostro spent the last years of his life in San Leo, in the Emilia-Romagna region.
Basically, we're about to land in Italy to track down a man that presumably died 2 centuries ago.
Presumably?
And what about the professor you need to talk to in Rome?
Lamberto Visconti, a cultural anthropologist of international fame specializing in the occult. If there's anyone able to help us reveal the mystery of the mirror found on the Sitla Lique, it's him.
We're about to begin the landing procedure. Please fasten your seatbelt.
Well, that's that, it seems. We've come to the parting of our ways.
Lars, don't give up. We'll find that baby.
Eric.
What?
Kathrin told me before we said goodbye. Find my Eric. And yes, we will find him.
Na, Blödhanna. Na klar werden wir Erik finden. Definitiv. 17. November, San Leo. In Italien. Genau, das ist jetzt Part 2. Richtig. Schön. Ach, hat er sein Green Dart mitgenommen?
Wow. I was immediately enveloped by the medieval atmosphere of San Leo.
Da oben möchtest du auch nicht wohnen, wenn du... Oh, ich habe die Milch vergessen, ich muss noch mal runter.
Great men once trod those cobblestone roads and admired the sights. Among them was Count Cagliostro.
Oh, wir sind schon im Spiel. Okay, wir gucken mal, was haben wir denn hier? Ich bin auf der Spur des Grafen von Cagliostro. Der Graf von Cagliostro hat man gerade eben gesehen. Vermutlich ist das eine Spur nach Recherchen von unserer neuen Partnerin, die jetzt mit uns unterwegs ist. Ne? Was haben wir denn hier?
The bartender looked like he wanted to spend the day idling there, chewing a wooden stick.
Das weiß ich nicht, ob es an Original-Schauplätzen spielt.
Questioning a tobacconist about Count Cagliostro? He would have thought I was crazy. Besides, I didn't want to risk falling into temptation.
Ah, er hat ja seit der Letzte geraucht. Stimmt ja. Stimmt. Warte mal, hier ist eine Trinkflasche. Nehmen wir mit.
I'd stored a piece of the old tire I'd repaired with Welo's chewing gum. It felt like years ago.
Was haben wir jetzt genommen hier? Oh Gott, wir haben die ganzen Gegenstände vom Teil davor. Reifen mit Kaugummi.
I'd stored a piece of the old tire I'd repaired with Welo's chewing gum. It felt like years ago.
Stimmt, da haben wir hier den Reifen repariert. So, was haben wir denn hier?
You were speaking German, so I didn't understand anything at all.
Der spricht Deutsch? Okay.
Excuse me, are you a tour guide?
No, I sell encyclopedias.
My question was rhetorical.
I'm just joking. What do you need? Hello? Anybody home?
Oh, sorry. I was completely taken by your tie.
Thanks. Your scarf's not bad either.
I was wondering if you could give me a bit of information about the place.
I'm sorry. I've been booked for a week by this tourist group, but you know what? Try the library. Gaia should be able to help in one way or another.
That building with the glass door?
Exactly. Take care, and enjoy San Leo.
Okay.
The fountain was full of crystal clear water, adorned with fresh flowers. They really knew how to make those kinds of things special in Italy.
Ach, guck mal, und hier ist die Bibliothek. Mal schauen. Ja, das wäre cool gewesen, aber Jan hat leider nicht mit deutschem Akzent gesprochen.
The man was distinguished and elegant. I would have never imagined what was hiding behind that facade.
Mhm.
Hey, old sport. How's it going?
Beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry, Father. I didn't see your collar.
Wait, your name's eluding me.
Well, I really don't see how you could.
No, I can do this. I'm sure it starts with an S. Simone Samuele
Ne.
Severio. You're definitely Severio.
I'm
No.
Lazarus Bundy, and I just got into town, Father. Yes, well, I was waiting for you to tell me your name.
Didn't I introduce myself? Where is my head today?
I was clearly in front of a chronic senile.
I'm Father Carlo.
If I ask you for information about Count Cagliostro, the priest looked at me as if my phone started to ring during Sunday Mass.
Count Cagliostro was a godless man who was unable to repent of his own sins to his dying breath.
Hey, calm down. I was just curious.
People like that are best forgotten.
Is it an interesting read?
Which one?
I was talking about the book you're holding.
Oh, this. Refreshing, I'd say. It's a historiography of our fortress. Did you know it was right here that Berengar II of Italy barricaded himself in with his sons to escape the fury of Otto the Great? And he continued to resist here until he was arrested and exiled to Bamberg.
Maybe I underestimated the historical importance of San Leo. Goodbye, Father. Is he always so absent-minded?
Today is actually better than usual.
Astonishing.
So, was haben wir denn hier? Ein
The
Logbuch.
logbook where the librarian recorded the borrowed books. The logbook where the librarian recorded...
Okay. Pinnwand. Pinnwände sind immer gut.
Ads of various kinds, missing pets, dental practice, tours of San Leo aboard a helicopter.
Ui. Oh, das ist ein Nagel. Oh,
Right. That would teach me.
okay, aber jetzt...
Whoever left the nail protruding that way was completely irresponsible. Whoever left the...
Okay, können wir den nicht...
I thought it was better to look...
Okay, wir
Ads of
brauchen...
various kinds.
Ja. Wir brauchen den Nagel. Was ist das
Well,
hier?
it wasn't comfortably delivered to my home, but at least I could keep up to date even during my stay in San Leo.
Okay, das ist jetzt alles in Italienisch. Mit Übersetzung. Persönlichkeit zu Besuch. Er ist einer der weltweit führenden Experten für biologische Harze und er ist gerade zu Besuch in San Leo. Es ist Matthias B., der von der Internationalen Wissenschaftlichen Gemeinschaft für seine jüngsten Entdeckungen bewundert wird. Nach dem erfolgreichen Fund einiger italienischer Forscher, die eine Fliege ans Tageslicht brachten, die vor 17 Millionen Jahren lebte, krempelte Matthias die Ärmel hoch und folgte seinem Instinkt auf einer Entdeckungsreise rund um den Globus. So stieß er im vergangenen Jahr auf einer kleinen Insel mitten im Indischen Ozean auf einen noch nie dagewesenen Fund, eine etwa 10 Zentimeter lange perfekte perfekt in Bernstein konservierte Schlange aus der mittleren Kreidezeit, also vor etwa 100 Millionen Jahren. Aber biologische Paläontologie und versteinerte Harze sind nicht sein einziger Lebensinhalt, denn hinter all dem verbirgt sich eine echte Rockmusikleidenschaft. Mit seinem treuen Headset und im Tanzschritt reist Matthias um die Welt und geht vielleicht als der unerschrockenste Entdecker fossiler Überreste aller Zeiten in die Geschichte ein. Schön.
The foreign news reported a disastrous disinfestation in Miami, where the local palm trees seem to be in danger as a result of some red insects.
Oh, das kennen wir.
Oh.
Das haben wir repariert, ne? So, was haben wir noch? Da ist so raus, da ein
An
Telefon.
old-style device with rotary composition. Fascinating, but a bit uncomfortable to use. We had a similar one at home. My grandma kept talking to the receiver as if it were a microphone, and we made fun of her. Then what happened to Dad made all the laughter go away.
Oh.
Hi,
Good morning.
are you in charge of this place?
Are you surprised because I'm a woman?
You don't exactly reflect the stereotypical librarian I had in mind.
Youth is an illness from which you soon get well.
Sorry?
I mean, I'm not as young as you may think.
Come on, how old could you be? 30? 35?
I'm 28. Thanks a lot. You're a tourist, right? The American accent is unmistakable.
I was born in Italy, but I've lived in Florida for years. Miami, to be precise.
You don't say. That must be fabulous.
You bet your books. I'm Lazarus Bundy.
I'm Gaia.
I'm interested in getting some information about San Leo.
Of course. We have information brochures for tourists.
It seems like good stuff. I'll look into it. And if I were interested in more unusual topics.
You're referring to alchemy, right? I'm afraid I'm not the best person to help you. I prefer to stay grounded, unlike Olive, who does nothing but chase certain ghosts.
Who's Olive?
Oh, just a friend of mine with his head permanently in the clouds.
Take care, Gaia.
Ich finde es trotzdem immer noch interessant, dass es unterschiedliche Artstyles hier gibt bei den Charakteren. Ja? Wenn man sich Lazarus Bundy anguckt und dann ja zum Beispiel Bibliothekarin, das ist, haben andere Personen gemalt.
On the first page, there was only an evocative panoramic photo.
Super Foto.
Wow. Medieval towers, ancient prehistoric monuments, bloody clashes. Good stuff.
Der ursprüngliche Kern von San Leo wurde von den Römern gegründet und stammt vermutlich aus dem 3. Jahrhundert nach Christus. Sein antiker Name Mons Feretrio bezieht sich speziell auf den Tempel, den die Römer zu Ehren von Jupiter Feretrius errichteten. Der felsige Scheitelpunkt, auf dem er sich erhebt, hat San Leo immer zu einem höchst umstrittenen Gebiet gemacht. Byzantiner, Franken, Goten, Langobarden und andere haben an den Hängen dieser Höhen gekämpft. Aber der härteste und längste Konflikt war sicherlich der zwischen den Familien Borgia und Montefeltro. Doch so. Aus dem Letztere schließlich als Sieger hervorging. San Leo wurde zum Hauptort der Grafschaft Montefeltro und zur Hauptstadt des italienischen Königreichs unter Berengar II. Berengar ist doch bei Dings auch, bei The Witcher, ne? Die Pieve. Es ist das älteste Monument in San Leo. Ursprünglich ein Ort der Anbetung, übernahm sie in der karolingischen Zeit auch eine zivile und administrative Rolle. Palazzo Mediceo. Errichtet von der Florentinischen Republik, aus deren Tradition wir das Liliensymbol an der Fassade bewundern können. Ich suche gerade das Liliensymbol, aber okay. Als Sitz des Gouverneurs von San Leo dient der Palast im Renaissance-Stil als Rahmen für den Hauptplatz. Wahrscheinlich ist es ein anderes Bild, das ist ja der Turm hier. Okay, danke für den Hinweis, Sascha. Der Dom, das größte Beispiel mittelalterlicher Architektur im Reich von Montefeltro. Der Dom bewahrt die Überreste einer älteren Kirche, 7. Jahrhundert, und befindet sich in einem Gebiet, das seit prähistorischen Zeiten als heilig gilt. Das hat ja schon fast Anlehnung an Gabriel Knight.
The Fortress of San Leo. The brochure claimed that Count Cagliostro spent his final days there. It might be a good starting point. Luckily, it was just around the corner, a short ride away.
Ja. Ein Kartenhinweis, das ist sehr gut. Warte mal.
That tower seemed impressive.
Ehemals eine militärische Festung wurde die Festung 1527 in ein Gefängnis umgewandelt. Unter den berühmtesten Namen der dort Inhaftierten sind Felice Orsini und Graf Cagliostro erwähnenswert. Als eines der beliebtesten touristischen Ziele befindet es sich in Gehweite des Hauptplatzes. Gut, sehr schön. Vielleicht können wir mit ihm nochmal reden.
I had nothing else to ask him.
Wir können mit ihr nochmal reden.
At the moment, I didn't know what to talk to her about.
Okay, wir gucken nochmal ins Buch.
Logbook where the light.
Da ist auch nichts weiter. So, wir haben jetzt eine Karte bekommen. Die Festung von San Leo scheint ein guter Ort zu sein, um anzufangen. Ja, dann fangen wir an. Hätte ich gesagt. So, wahrscheinlich mit dem Green Dart fahren. Ah, diesmal sticht es nicht so extrem. Die andere Karte, die war so extrem grünlich, ne? So, wir haben das. San Leo, Feuer frei.
Majestic, the fortress towered over the surrounding hills. That was the place where Cagliostro met his demise. Fortress of San Leo was huge, and it emanated a centuries-old charm. The luxuriant nature, the sun high in the sky, all those shades of green. Everything conveyed a deep sense of peace.
Ach ja, grün. Irland, das erinnert mich an Irland. So, gehen wir rein hier. Na, Ben,
Damn, work in progress.
I'm afraid so. Unfortunately, we're renovating part of the fortress, and this is the only area open to the public at the moment.
Listen, Luca, I've come so far to visit this place and...
How do you know my name?
It's written on your badge.
Oh, well, anyway, I'm sorry, but even if I let you pass, you won't find much nowadays. You'll have to make do with this room.
I'll take a look around then.
Okay, dann gucken wir mal. Ist natürlich, weißt du, machst du dir riesen Arbeit und reißt sie hin und her. Was ist das hier? Da ist alles zu. Ach du Kacke, das wird wichtig. Mut macht einen Mann aus. Oh Gott, das wird wichtig.
Ancient medieval coats of arms, adorned by their relative names and chivalric mottos. Ancient medieval coats of arms, adorned by their relative names and chivalric mottos.
Okay, das müssen wir uns nicht merken, aber wir müssen wissen, dass hier was ist. Ne? Was haben wir hier?
That panel was a reminder of the forced stay of Felice Orsini, the man responsible for the attack perpetrated against Napoleon III of France. The emperor survived, but the 3 bombs thrown at his carriage caused real carnage.
Okay. Ist aber blutbadmäßig.
The glass was translucent, and it didn't let me see how deep the well was. The panel stated that the structure would be closed to the public indefinitely. What followed was very interesting. Some of the artifacts have been temporarily moved to a nearby building, Castle Sancti Leonis. Excuse me.
Yes?
That sign says some of the artifacts from the fortress were moved to another building.
Yes, Castle Sancti Leonis. The Marquis de Vilta, its owner, has agreed to host some of the finds from the fortress there during its period of renovation.
Good to know. Do you know where I could find him?
By now, he will surely be in Dante Alighieri Square. He's a creature of habit and spends half of his days reading the newspaper sitting at Oliviero's bar. You won't have any problems finding him. He's a very little man.
I must thank you. Your contribution will help me save a newborn in danger.
This guy's crazy.
Okay.
The chainmail was as tough and scratchy as a grater to the touch. All of a sudden, all the hours spent making meatballs for Chef Tony flooded back to my mind. What nonsense.
Was hat der da geworfen?
I had nothing else to ask him.
Der hat bestimmt eine App, der Luca, hä?
It led deep into the fortress. It was a pity that at the moment it was impossible to venture beyond.
Ach, seine Taschenlampe.
I was always surprised by the nonchalance with which laborers are able to work with such precarious balance on scaffolding like that.
So, haben wir einen neuen Punkt bekommen? Ah nee, der hat ja gesagt, der sitzt im Lokal hier, ne? Aber hier ist ein Auto.
A vintage Italian car. A real jewel.
Ach, da sitzt ja einer noch. Die habe ich übersehen, so klein wie der war.
Good morning. Are you the Marquis de Vilta?
Who are you? And who told you who I am?
My name's Lazarus Bundy. I arrived here a few hours ago. I've just been to the San Leo fortress, but found it closed for renovations. There was a very friendly attendant, though, who told me about you and of the castle, Santo Leonidum?
Sancti Leonis, the castle of St. Leo, which my family renamed as such in honor of the local saint.
Exactly what I just said. Would it be possible to access the building to take a look at the findings?
The castle is private property, and if I agreed to store a few ancient artifacts there, it is only because Walter Beringler, the director I hired to look after the building, insisted. Certainly not to set up a museum for American tourists. Bah.
Listen, I just got here from Florida and
you should have better informed yourself before leaving. I'm very attached to that building, and the very few trusted people I let enter are in possession of a specific permit signed by me.
A permit, huh?
Okay, wir brauchen das Stück Papier.
You spoke of a permit. Do I have any shot at getting one?
You'd have a better chance of speeding past my vintage vehicle on that scrap heap of yours, young man.
Hey, don't insult my green dart. I had met my share of bloated windbags, but this one threatened to explode at any moment. I would get that permit, and I would sign it myself. His home was the most likely place to look for one. I absolutely had to get his address.
Okay, die Adresse kriegen wir ja problemlos, wahrscheinlich in der Bibliothek oder so.
Tell me about San Leo.
What do you take me for, a tour guide? Go bother someone else, for heaven's sake.
Trying to drag information out of that man felt like a salmon trying to swim upstream.
Ist aber echt ein Schambolzen.
I really need to go.
I'll bear this pain with stoicism.
Hey, mister.
Huh? Are you talking to me?
Of course I'm talking to you. Come here a second, please. Look, pal, would you do me a favor? I dropped my pendant, and to get it, I need to go around the building or climb over. Could you maybe...
Why not? Here you are.
Oh, very kind, Mr...
Bundy. Lazarus Bundy.
Lazaro? Like in the Holy Bible?
There's a story behind that, actually.
I'm Oliviero, the second best bartender in the world. Welcome to San Leo. What brings you here?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to disconnect from work and take a long trip through Europe.
I understand, but I've seen you asking a lot of questions around here for a tourist.
Occupational hazard?
Mm-hmm. Why? What's your job?
I decided not to show my cards to a perfect stranger. Operator for a statistical agency.
Exciting, to say the least. Well, Lazaro, if you need anything, just ask. I have everything you might need.
I much like his attitude. He seemed harmless, although, wasn't that quite the interrogation he'd just given me? What can you tell me about San Leo?
San Leo is a small town. I think close to 3,000 people or so. There's a lot of history here. And we certainly don't lack tourism. And yet...
I bet you dream about the big cities of the world.
Spot on. It's just that I didn't imagine ending up behind a bar counter after my PhD in chemistry. I believe I deserve something more out of life.
Oliviero reminded me of myself in many ways. I left Italy with the same spirit, when searching for something that turned out to be just a fleeting moment of glory.
Könnte ein alter Fiat sein, ja.
What do you sell exactly?
Purely basic necessities. Milk, tobacco, and alcohol.
Tobacco and alcohol are basic necessities?
Are you kidding? Most people would sell their grannies for a carton of cigarettes.
I know what you mean. Until recently, I smoked 2 packs a day.
Wow. We're in the presence of one of the select few who managed to quit.
Too late, though. The problem with smoking is that you don't realize how it's hurting you until someone else, generally in a white coat, shoves it in your face.
Da war ja die Erkenntnis beim letzten Mal, ne?
Why did you say you're the second best bartender in the world?
Rumor has it that the best of all lives in Rome. A true legend. It seems he scattered members of his family around the world, destined to become his heirs.
Well, if you're such a good bartender, then maybe you're one of them.
Hey, you're right.
Do you know the Marquis de Vilta?
Who doesn't know that arrogant ass?
For reasons I'm not going to explain, I need to reach his home, but I don't know the address.
Oh, sorry, but I'd prefer to stay out of it. I don't want to get into trouble with him. He's too influential a person. Besides which, to tell you the truth, I don't exactly know where his mansion is. Out of town, anyway.
I get it. Do you chew that piece of wood all day?
A piece of wood? I've heard it all now. This is a licorice root.
You still look like a goat to me. Have you ever requested a permit for Castle Sancto Leonida?
Castle Sancti Leonis. I tried once, yes. I wanted to organize a private tour for me and a companion. That little guy, though, allows entry only to a close circle of friends, and apparently I'm not part of it. But then again, I'm just a bartender.
What happened to the form?
I made a great paper plane out of it that earned me the current record here in San Leo.
See you later.
Okay, also irgendwo... genau, so war das. Irgendwo ist das Formular. Aber wo?